Hello, welcome
Hel-
everybody. Welcome back to the Art Heals podcast. Today, with another wonderful guest, Petros Gilazgi, right live from London. Welcome, Petros.
Thank you, Dr. Jana. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this opportunity.
Yes, so I know you since few years now, actually. You're a
Yes.
great photographer. That's how I've met you also. And yes, please introduce yourself. Tell us about your background to our audience. And obviously, how did you come to become a photographer?
Well, my name is Petros Gilazgi. I was born in Ethiopia and grew up in Eritrea and, or should I say, raised in London. Well, pretty much um, my whole life. I came here to UK when I was young, maybe like 10 or 11. So yeah, that's my little bio. I would say how got into art was it's always been in my soul and my DNA. I've been creative since I was young back in Africa, you know, and uh, and that just continued. I grew up with it, just evolve with everything I do, and yeah, I grew up here in UK, and I just went through the education system, went college, and went university to the University of Arts London in UK. Um, Decided to go into to do photography and filming. But before that, I was a painting background. I started with painting, so I do have passionate and love for art. Even though
Mhm.
I'm a photographer, I do admire and appreciate when I see a good art, such as your work, your piece, all the stuff that you've
Oh,
been
thank you
doing
so
since
much.
the day I met, since the day I met you. It's just the way you put everything. I could see you put love and there's a story behind your artwork. So every time when
Mm.
I kind of want to go to a networking event or doing the exhibition, I see your work. Every time it's changing, it's growing, it's developing, and I just love that. And that is always kind of motivate me to get back to my painting because I've put paintbrush for a very long time, over a decade. Since I got into photography, I put my paintbrush, so I'm trying to get back to it slowly. And that was my first love, paintbrush. Then I
Beautiful. Thank you
diverted
so
into
much for
photography and
the
filming.
nice compliments. And I can only give this back to you. Your photography always makes me look amazing, so I love it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
tell
mean,
us
like
more
there's
about your
yeah.
practice.
My practice, well, right now where I'm standing in life, I do more of like commercial photography. But my background, yeah, is fine art photography. That's where I came from when I was studying at uni at that moment, which I took it's supposed to be done 3 years degree course, but I only done 2 years. So I didn't, I took a gap year, and that gap year just became, it's just one way out of university. So I did find myself, traveling the world, doing wedding photography, fashion photography. So I have managed to put myself into the unknown and just exploring, what I really want to do in my 20s. So I used that time wisely, invested in my art and craft, really trying to figure out who I want to be in the future. So I don't know if this is answering a question. I'm just going around the circle, but I just thought like let me give you the foundation of it.
Yes.
How I got to the stage I'm in right now.
Hmm.
So it comes to a point where I'm finding myself now doing a lot of commercial photography and filming, in doing working with micro brands, business established owners. So I do like conference events and stuff like that, basically. And that's been before COVID. I used to do a lot of weddings and all that kind of thing, but it's just a lot of stress. So I pulled that. I
Mm,
stopped doing that. It's been, yeah, it's very stressful job, definitely, I would say. Um, but once if you do that, if you do that kind of genre, that kind of, discipline, you can do any type of project on board because wedding is just because you gotta know how to shoot fashion, you gotta know how to shoot product, you gotta know how to shoot landscape. So, it adds all this kind of, you need to have trained eye. You need to train your eye to how to be even an artist generally, not just a photographer, but as an artist, you need to train your eye and how you see the world. You really gotta kind of dig in inside.
mm,
Do your research, go to gallery, go to exhibition show, collaborate with other artists, and test your product or your service into the real world, you know, and you get a free feedback from there and see what people say about your artwork. That's the only way
mm.
to go on about it. I don't know if that makes sense, if that answers your question, but
Yes,
from my
yes.
experience,
I
that's been,
mean, I know the London landscape in art quite good now,
yeah.
but I would like to hear
Mm,
from you. How does this
yes.
connect? I mean, it's a very highly competitive place. You have a passion as an artist, right? Coming from your
Mm,
background, painting, and fine photography, fine arts. And then you have a kind of, yeah, survive in London, right? So you go in this
hmm.
commercial field. Tell us all about
Yes.
your experiences in this art business.
I mean, it's one thing that, the younger version of me, that's coming, for the next generation, I would say, um, it's nice to, yes, talent is one thing, but you gotta know how to value your artwork. It's
Mm,
That's one thing that university and the system, the education system doesn't teach you, especially if you're into creative and all that kind of thing. Even if you're into music, if you're into modeling, if you're into painting, if you're into any some sort of creative work, talent is one thing, but you gotta know your number. You gotta know how to put value on your artwork, and which unfortunately the education system doesn't teach that. I mean, you can do business study in that kind of field, but to put value into your artwork is very it just depend on your experience, how many belt you got on and how many belt you got under you, how many show you've done,
mm,
body of work you have, that all that comes to into one package, and you got to know how to put it out there into the market and you know what people find value, especially nowadays. We've got AI, we've got technology, we've got so many things. Even those phones, they shoot 200 megapixel. you know,
mm,
the quality they produce is just ridiculous. So what the question is, what value are you bringing to the market as an artist? And I feel
mhm.
like now that AI is actually really testing us, how creative we are. Yeah, because you could do literally anything with AI these days. But that human element is always needed. I truly believe in, and that.
Of
But at the
course,
same
that's the
time,
spark.
y- that's the spark. Yeah, and that's one the thing with photography that will still continue. We still needed, and in the in this in the near and the whole future as we go is when you come to like for example networking event and all that kind of stuff, you capture and you're telling the story. I can't do that really. So photographers always needed, but you have to kind of niche down or niche down. I don't know how people say it in American or the British way, niche down. You have to be specific what kind of subject you want to, what discipline you would like to have. You don't
Mm,
want to be like known for everything and catching nothing. you know.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
you have to
So how,
cultivate that,
um,
you
mm,
know.
yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that. That's like, um,
Mm,
yeah, art business and testing out where do I fit in? And what,
yes.
Petros, what are your thoughts on passion versus competition?
Passion versus competition. I like this. Definitely, I think we need to do another podcast on this. Passion and competition. It's passion, yes, and the competition. I believe. For me, for example, I don't see my colleagues, my peers as a competitor, my competition, because their competition is within me, is always to get better
Mm,
and produce better quality art. Because I truly believe in I am abundant and infinite creative being, you know.
mhm,
So even like, during the I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but 5 years ago, whatever happened when the world shut down, 5, 6 years ago, even then I was getting booked. I thought it was just like, people were doing just like small gathering and stuff like that, but I was getting booked to do photography project here and there. And even we were shooting in the middle of high street of London, doing fashion photography and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of showed me that I've got a skill set that the world needs. I've got a
mm,
talent, yes. I've got a passion. Even
yeah,
then, I was still passionate. That didn't, just because what happened to the world, I wasn't involved with it. A lot of people, they got involved with what's going on and everything. But I just saw things for what they are and I accepted them. But, um, just hope for the best, but still my passion
yeah,
didn't stop. It was still there. Because at the end of the day, what you're good at, I would say, it will find you. It will never leave you. Even though sometimes I put my camera down as like, I feel like giving up. But it's in your DNA. It always calls you back, so you cannot
mm.
run away from it. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I love that thought, how you expressed it. We're only in competition with ourselves, like with
Mm.
our better version, becoming always better and better. So, how does art help you transform yourself to become your highest version?
Oh wow, you gave me a bit of goosebump with that question. Yeah, so basically, I truly believe in being creative, being as an artist, or painter or photographer, even modeling, because I used to do modeling as well. Um, it's about what was I going to do with this? I kind of lost my thought now. Can you repeat the question again, please? Sorry.
Yes. How
Can you
does
repeat the
art
question?
help you to or transform you to become your highest self,
Okay.
the best
Yes. Yeah.
version of
Um,
yourself?
so so basically it's a character building, being as an artist. You find in since, the day you were born, you are already creative. I truly believe in that. But
Mm,
as you get older, life gets underway. You go to college, university, you need to get your degree, you need to get married, blah blah blah. You got your kids and wife. Then you gotta pay bills. Everything, life happens, then
mm,
you just put that on the side, basically, because it's when you're doing art, you gotta be in it for the long game, not for a quick buck or quick cash. It
mm,
depends how professional you want to take it, how further you want to go with it. So for me, it's all about self-development. It builds character in you. You find your flaws, what you're good at, what you're interested in. You learn about how to communicate with human being, how
mm.
to understand human behavior, human psychology, what people like, um, how to treat people, not just 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 what do you call it? The word I'm
Respond,
looking for.
react. Hmm.
Yeah, respond, react, but it shouldn't just be quick exchange money. It should be more than just this money we call paper. It should
Mm,
like treat people with loyalty and respect, and follow through. Have principle, and you know all that you learn about yourself as you grow and develop and evolve when you're working with. Sometimes I work with um, big event organizers or conferences. I shoot and film, and you got to learn how to communicate with uh, those people who got the money, basically the business
mm,
owners and the entrepreneurs. And you gotta understand how to communicate with those people, not just through your art, but actually scheduling a meeting, um,
mm.
doing invoice. This is what university doesn't teach you. You come up with debt. We go university, you come up with loan and everything, but they don't teach you how to do simply invoice, you know. I had
Yeah,
to
the
learn all this the
economical
hard way.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
yeah. So
what you
that's part
mean.
of
It
character building.
the the art studies
Yeah,
are, yeah, in a way too abstract, right?
yeah, yeah.
Don't have these very grounding
Mm,
um physical real life
yeah.
aspects. And
That's what I
on
feel
the
like we're
other hand,
lacking.
like the normal education system
Mm,
is way too focused on knowledge and not enough,
yes.
the creative side. So
Yeah.
I think that's an important point. If you were
Mm,
empowered to say the world leaders um
mm.
how to transform art studies, what would you tell them?
Oh, I would say have a real life, teach people real life experience, you know, because when they come out from um, university, especially now the economy where we stand in, there's a lot of people looking, they're lacking job, they're looking for a job because of all this AI and technology is taking over certain type of jobs. And it come to a point like I would say do apprenticeship, you know, or do internship, because
Hmm.
that's what I did a bit of that as well, and which actually it opened the door for me. That's how I got into fashion photography at that time. This is almost 20 years. Yeah, I
Hmm.
feel a bit ancient, but yeah, looking back at it
Oh.
now, yeah. But yeah, it's definitely, I would say, teach people the real valuable skill like communication, how to talk to people, how to communicate with people, how to take responsibility and ownership through, through your artwork, and also learn how to delegate, especially now, the season I'm in right now. I'm learning how to delegate certain things because I'm so attached to my work. Like I do everything myself. I shoot, I edit, I market, I do everything. Like I'm wearing like different hats all the time.
Hmm.
On top of that, I've got family as well. So, they're all my kids are they're all under 5. So there's a lot of, juggling going on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
what I would say, yeah, what I would say for somebody who's in my kind of position right now and who's trying to, build a creative business, I would say learn to delegate just small things. It could be like editing, find somebody to edit your work.
Hmm.
Obviously, set the standard and see like what kind of experience they have. And otherwise, when you're dealing with client and customers, you're gonna have gonna have a quality service. You're gonna be all over the place. You're not
Hmm.
gonna be organized, and there's a lot of things that goes with it behind the scene. People they only see the highlight reel, on social media in a way, but they don't see the
Yeah, they
sleepless
don't see
night.
all the work that is behind. I totally
Ex-
understand.
Exactly, as an
Please,
artist yourself.
Petros, I like to
Mm.
talk about this point about being a parent and an artist. Would you like to
Yes.
share your thoughts on this and your experiences?
Yeah, I mean like it's a lot because especially right now they are all young and it takes, as they say, it takes village to raise a child. So I
Lots
do
of
appreciate
energy.
all the a lot of energy. I would say definitely. I appreciate, the family, and my mom and obviously my wife as well that is actually supporting me to keep on pushing with my creative work,
Mm.
and all the people my surroundings. So it's I'm in the stage where there's there's no such thing as balance. I would say what are the word I like to use is in harmony. You have to be in a harmony,
Mm.
with your work and working with the kids. And we're both working parents, so we've got 3 kids. They're all under 5. My last one just born like 3 months ago, or
Oh,
two
wow.
months ago.
Congratulations. I didn't even
Thank you.
know.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. So
Is it a
yeah,
boy?
so he is a boy. Yeah, he is a boy. 2 girls,
Oh.
1 boy. So yeah, it's that's it now. The production is closed, I would say. You know.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so my
But in which way is being a parent
mm,
changing maybe our perspective as an artist, or in which way would you say is it enriching or even limiting?
yeah, I would say your finance would be super, I would say super tight. You just need to know what are the important things. Like for example, nowadays when I'm buying lenses, equipment, cameras, I have to think twice. Do I really need it? Like for the next for the next decade, when I'm buying equipment, I buy for longevity, for long term,
Mm,
and make sure it has to be quality and it does the job, and make sure I get my return on investment on that as well. Um, so you are very strategic when you come to when you come to finance. Um, well, hopefully there are a lot of, I'm sure there are responsible parents and artists out there, but I would say you do have to put a bit of cash flow on the side, just investment for your business, for your artwork always,
mm,
because at the end of the day, what I'm building right now is not even just about me anymore. It's for the next generation, for my family and kids, and for the community. What I'm building, it's for longevity.
mm.
Building legacy. Before it used to be just when you're young, you're thinking like, oh yeah, no, I didn't treat it as a hobby, but I was I had daytime job in order to invest in my artwork. I wasn't getting any some sort of grant or loan or anything like that from the government. Everything is self-funded, till to these
Mm.
days. Um, uh, you know, and it comes to a point where um, you just have to do your due diligence and research before you start investing in anything. You are a bit limited when you become a parent. You have to be very strategic with your investment, where you put your money in. Because yeah, there's a lot of things. They go to school, you gotta buy a uniform, you gotta buy this and all
Yeah.
that kind of
And
stuff.
concerning
So
concerning your
yeah.
perspective as an artist,
Mm.
what does
Mm.
it change to be a parent, or does it change?
To be honest with you, it doesn't change. I mean, for me, it hasn't changed. Because I believe this is my theory. I believe the creator created us to be creative, if that makes sense.
Yes. We are creators, right?
Yeah, you were creators. Yeah, so we're co-creating with the creator, and because of that, we shouldn't put limit. All that energy you spend on, it didn't go to waste. All that investment and all that material, all that sleepless nights, all that anxiety and call it depression or mental health, whatever you want to call it. You didn't go
Mm.
through that for no reason. Because I know a lot of artists that go through that. Um, I had my moment, but it didn't last for too long. I had to get up and keep on moving. And just so
Yes.
you have to go through the motions. If you don't go through the motions, if you suppress it, it will show on your work. You know, the person
Mm.
you seeing right now is, I would say, that is the healed version. And I'm still healing. Art is healing. To be honest with you,
Yes.
it's the most powerful thing that we avoid to tap in, because sometimes you're confronting yourself that and things that comes out of you that you don't want to see. You know,
Mm.
being an artist is like you getting download from the universe. Most of them don't even
Mm.
know how we're just vessels, uh, you know,
Yes.
that and we just vessels and that comes through us and we give it to the people. And we see the world differently as well. So I know going around the circle, but being parent even actually gave me more um fire inside me to even to produce and to create more. To be honest with you,
Mm.
people thought, they say, Petros is done. That's it, he's a parent now. He's not going to do photography anymore. He's gonna find another thing. But that will never stop until I'm in my wheelchair, still taking pictures. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Oh, that's so
and
beautiful, this
yeah, so
passion.
that's
And I
yeah,
truly believe that,
yes,
yeah, being a parent gives you, yeah, a bunch of inspiration, motivation,
mm,
because
yes,
you're much more aware of the world and what it means, for for the children
mm,
to be put here and to have the world for them possibly created in a way that suits the future we want, right?
yes, exactly, exactly. And just
Yeah,
want to leave legacy for them as well. Uh, you know,
exactly.
um,
Yeah.
um, I mean, my vision is to open like online academy, for art, for photography, and plus have some
Mm,
sort of like self development on the side with it as well. Self development, like knowing yourself, spirituality. Everything's connected. Everything we do in this, I believe, in this
yes,
planet, in this world, is connected. Um,
absolutely. So
and
that
it took
fits
me,
very
wow.
well with the word. We have here a tradition that each artist leaves a word
Yes.
for the coming guest. So my last guest left the word catalyst for you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
How
Catalyst.
does that resonate with your art, Petros?
Wow. Catalyst. I have to think about this one.
That's a big word, right?
It is a big word, yeah. Uh, being a catalyst, catalyst for me is like creating something out of nothing. You know,
Mm,
we being as an artist is like we create magic.
hmm.
But you
Yes.
only, yeah, or you only can do that once you're tapping within yourself, like not
Mm,
looking at not from outside inside, or you have to do from inside outside. So I truly believe in always working from the internal, not from the
mm.
external, you know, and and
Yeah,
what that's what
I
I truly
get
believe.
this. Absolutely. It's like the inner work. When I do
Mm,
my inner work, then I can go create something, that
yes.
reflects this. Hmm.
Yeah. So and that shows on your work as well all the time. Um, people, the way they perceive your work, it changes. You see the progression, how far you've come along. I've been doing this work for over a decade now, and I've seen the progression I made. Even then, when I got into the university, they weren't really actually interested in the camera, the equipment I was using. They
Mm,
were interested on my vision, how I created certain things. And back then, University of Arts London was kind of hard the university to get into as well. It was a bit tough at that moment because obviously English wasn't my first language as well. So I was struggling with a few things. But they like the vision, how I created certain images and, through with what I have, with what I had available at that time. I didn't have the best
Mm-hmm.
camera back then, but I used it to my, best ability. So don't wait for everything is perfect. Just
Mm.
start with what you have,
Yes.
and you will you develop, you evolve, and you see what people like, and you actually see first. You gotta know, you gotta like yourself, what you're creating. Create for yourself first. Always I
Mm.
say that. Even
Yeah,
what
just
his
have
name.
fun. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and also what his name. I was reading Rick Rubin book. I don't know if you know the artist Rick Rubin. He's a producer. He worked with big celebrities, with all this Jay-Z and so many Pharrell, so many artists. And on his book, he says that first create for yourself, and the rest will
Mm.
follow. You know.
Amazing. Thank you for
So
sharing that.
that's
And now
catalyst
tell
for
us
me.
what is your word? Which word does yeah, represent your art, your photography?
Mm. Um, I would say visionary.
Visionary, yeah. I thought so. I thought you choose vision. Okay,
Yes,
thank
vision.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you
Thank you
have
so
any
much.
last message here for our guests, for our audience?
I would say keep on watching. I know you are passionate about what you're doing, Yana, and
Hmm.
you know, since that, I remember the first time I actually met you a couple of years ago. Oh, it's been, yeah, maybe 7 years. I can't remember, and it's been a while. So you were always like, out there with your bright pink dress, amazing dress. That's how I met you the first time I met you.
Yeah.
And you're a very giving person, you know, and please keep doing what you're doing. And the universe always rewards, who people who put, their heart and soul on their work. So
I can
definitely
only
keep,
give this back to you.
yeah. Yeah, so I do
Thank you
appreciate
so
for this
much,
opportunity again.
Petros, for being our guest here.
You're
It was
welcome.
very
Thank you so
interesting,
much.
your perspective. And
Mm.
definitely let's meet up when I'm back in London.
Okay, yeah,
And
please let me know.
for our audience, thank you for listening. Leave us your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to our channel. And yeah, be creative.
Yes, stay creative. Thank you. Bye bye.